So I bought a BMW E36. This thing has been a massive test of my patience, while also being a huge source of
You have reached the voicemail box of...
If you guys tuned into the first episode, big thanks, greatly appreciate you. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. In that first video, I did go over a list of projects that you're gonna be seeing on this channel. One of those projects being the 1994 BMW E36. Why did I decide to buy a 30-year-old BMW? One of my neighbors had a four-door BMW E46. I've lived by this guy for a few years, and that car has not moved. Weeds growing underneath it. Both of the rear tires were flat. The car hadn't moved in a long time. So I caught him in passing one day and I asked him, would you be willing to sell your car? And he was kind of like, not weird about it, but just like really unsure. He said that there was a reason that he couldn't drive it. I didn't pry. He said that he had planned on trading it in on something for his family, something bigger. That's what got me started looking at BMWs. With the channels that I watch here on YouTube, Adam LZ, Taylor Ray, TJ Hunt, a lot of these guys have experience with the BMW E36. Knowing that I wanted to like kind of get into drifting, I just Google searched best drift car. A lot of it has to do with chassis, obviously driveline, the balance of it, engine, aftermarket options, community support, and one of them that kept on coming up just continuously in almost like every list, the BMW E36. So I started searching on Facebook Marketplace and I figure out the BMW E36 is an incredibly popular car, and they're really getting hard to find in the trim level that I want. So I searched and I searched and I searched, and I probably kept on it for a couple weeks. I finally came across this one listing from this guy that was about 3 hours away.
Get him. There he is. I see you, piggy. Not today. Not today.
All right, guys, we're gonna do a little thing here at the bank.
So he's wearing all black, black shirt, black jeans, heat waves, and a baseball cap. He's gonna go to the bank, and there's a Brinks truck here. Pray for him.
Eric thinks I'm gonna get shot.
I love you, honey bunny.
Everybody be cool, this is a robbery!
We'll see.
You ready to make
Money.
Ready to make our decisions?
Yeah. All right, Eric got them toe mirrors out for the first time.
Them antlers. Got them antlers.
You're towing your first thing.
What? What are you talking about?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling very manly right now. You know what I mean?
A little check on that man card. About to add a
Man
little more.
card. Check.
All right, guys, we are here at the seller's house. This is Eric's new truck. Freaking beautiful. Her name is Ginger. Eric's checking the PSI on the trailer tires. And here it is. We've purchased this M3. I wish. So we rolled up and we see this one and it looks freaking beautiful. This is Benny.
What's up?
The owner. You were saying like this was kind of your first introduction.
This is my first, first car was a BRZ, but it was automatic, sadly. So my coworker selling this one, picked it up. I mean, it was manual. I learned a lot of about it. A lot of times I break down on the road, typical, box things. But no, I mean, I love the car. Really did enjoy it. 6
hours round trip for this car, and we didn't know if it was going to check out. It almost didn't, to be honest. The seller and I haggled for a bit, pointed out a couple things that he hadn't noticed, some of the rust that wasn't talked about in the listing. I asked if he could work with me a little bit because it was a little bit more major. What all did you do to it?
Other than the M3 diff, center support band, all the maintenance stuff basically was the main issues with it. I swapped out the tan leather seats, which had roll holes and everything, switched them out for the black, ripped out the carpet, redid it all black. The rear deck lid, that's black too. The rear seat's all black. I mean, I was just getting rid of most of the stuff that was like just gone, really not worth having anymore because it was just beyond repair. And coilovers, rear camber, adjustable arms, the exhaust.
And then you're graduating to that beautiful one over there, which is awesome. Congratulations, man. So we were able to make a deal and we loaded it on the trailer. You'll be able to follow it and see what we do with it, but we do plan on taking good care of it.
It's going somewhere that is going to be treated.
Yeah.
Good. You
Yeah.
know? Not going to some guy's going to like rip out everything and then just drift it into a wall.
So that's it, guys. Now we get to figure out how to load it onto this trailer since it is such a low car. You guys can see we got about, what, 3 inches of clearance there, I'd say?
If you're lucky.
Yep, you're good. Oh man, there she is, loaded up. Woo!
I ate one. Fucking delicious. It's so good.
What are they called?
Pumpkin chocolate chip brownies.
Can we share it on camera? My pregnant fiance just got done baking pumpkin chocolate chip blondies. I swear to God, she's gonna make me fat. I mean, I'm already struggling. I'm not a small dude. Here we go. Check that out. She's getting ready into holiday baking mode. Apparently it's low carb and it's supposed to be sugar free and all this other stuff, so. Oh my God. Holy shit. It's like pumpkin pie with chocolate chips in bar form. I'm a lucky man, boys. Need a cup of milk. Comment section, what is y'all's favorite holiday dessert? Pumpkin pie, probably top of my list. Back to the car content. So we load up the Beamer and we end up driving back to Orlando. So here's all the details of this new project. Once again with this channel, let me reiterate, I'm literally just diving in head first. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's not something that scares me because I know the knowledge is out there. You just have to go get it. But with that being said, I'm gonna lean on you guys a lot. I'm gonna lean on the community because I'm sure there's a number of you guys out there that definitely know more about this than I do. If there's anything about this car, any tips, tricks that you might have, please leave a comment. Let me know. I do go through all the comments. I read them all. If there's anything that I can essentially touch up based on y'all's recommendations, based on your comments, I will definitely look into it. There you have it, guys. We got a 1994 BMW 325 IS, or an E36. Was produced from 1990 to 1999, and it is the 3 Series line produced within those years. It has a very particular body style, quite a few different engine displacement sizes within those years. This one is a 6-cylinder. It is rear-wheel drive, manual, so one of those things that doesn't really exist anymore these days, unfortunately. But it's, man, it's so much fun to drive a manual car. The engine has seen quite a bit of usage. I ended up getting this thing for cheaper than the price of a Grom. Crazy cheap. I'm pretty confident I bought the cheapest one in running condition that I could actually find on Facebook Marketplace, Auto Trader. Coming across this combination of the E36 in the US is getting pretty difficult right now, unless you want to pay like just a crazy amount of money, because they are getting insanely pricey. If you find one that's actually in good condition, you're looking at $20,000 to $70,000, especially for the M series, the M3s that are going for like really crazy pricey. The engine, we're guesstimating, has a little over 200,000 miles on it, but the odometer, like the gauge cluster, has actually been replaced. There are a couple little quirks about it, and it does have some leaks. We're going to be showing you guys in a future episode, taking this to Cornejo, who is a professional mechanic. He's going to basically walk us through everything that needs to be done to the car to basically get it up to snuff. And then one of the things, obviously, I really know that needs to be done to the car is paint, and we got to take care of some spots which have rust, which is a pretty common problem with these cars as well. It runs, it drives, shifts well. The guy that owned it before used it as a daily. We do have different front and rear wheels. We do have those same front wheels in the trunk here. There we go. I got a BMW service card. Tools under here. Does seem to be missing a tool here, but look at that. It has a 10mm, and I'm pretty sure that's worth more than the car, so don't try to lowball me, guys. I know what I have. The reason that there's different front wheels and rear wheels on, with the lowering kit that this thing has on it, it's a Raceland lowering kit. The rear wheels actually would rub, and it would rub so bad that it would keep the car from moving. So he actually couldn't put the rear wheels on there with the tires that it has, so it'd have to be a lower profile tire in order to have clearance. There are a couple things on this car that need to be addressed pretty much immediately. Suspension is one of them. This suspension is rough. On that note, BC Racing is on board to sponsor an episode, so we will be showing you guys how to install some BC Racing coilovers. If we look closely, it's all right condition, but it is pretty damn rough in terms of aesthetic. Cracks in the paint there. Bumper kind of is barely being held on, as you guys will see. Dents and dings and stuff kind of all around it. It's weird, it's like there's a scratch, but then there's some bubbling in the paint, so I don't know if that's like rust underneath. Paint peeling up on both the mirrors, so left and right. A lot of the weather sealing is in pretty rough condition. It's just got dry rot like all along here. so that's all gonna have to be replaced. The roof is in really rough condition. You guys can see it's just the clear coat is gone, it's flaking up. I did try to polish it. As you guys can see, there's a difference between like here and here. One of the big problems on these cars that you see a lot of is that the doors actually won't open. On this one, it's cool that the doors actually do open. When you close it, the window actually goes up a little bit to seal. There are a lot of little quirks to this car though. Let's go ahead and start with the engine bay. I feel like there's something supposed to be there, but I'm not quite sure what that is. If any of you guys out there know, there is a leak along here, and there's also like some kind of sealant that they use. Decent amount of like grease and stuff on here. The headlights on this thing, the wiring is just kind of a joke. This dust cap I actually found in the engine bay underneath. It was basically like wedged between one of the brackets underneath. There's a lot of zip ties. There's some tape holding on like the brows for this headlight. Same here, tape. No dust cover on this light, open wiring. We do have adjustable coilovers from Raceland which lower it 2 to 4 inches on both sides, which is a bit aggressive. Pretty hard slam there. It's in decent shape, but there's definitely some stuff that is a little rough at rind. So the interior, you guys will notice first off that we've got 2 different colors. We've got black seats and we've got tan dash, tan door inserts, door cards. Like a tan, very eaten up little armrest. OEM black seats because he was wanting to replace and do everything black. That's why it's two-tone. The stock seats are pretty nice, but we'll probably replace them with some bucket seats. Most everything in here works, which is pretty freaking crazy for being as old of a car as it is. Works. This doesn't work, the moonroof, but like that's no big deal because I'm not a huge fan of moonroofs or sunroofs. All these lights work. Which is cool. All of the buttons here work. Consumption, temp, speed, distance check. Air conditioner works, which is awesome here in Florida especially. Blows cold AC, really nice, and it's actually dual climate, which is pretty interesting. Keep those closed for the most part. A lot of them, these break, but this vent actually works. All the vents, they're intact. So the headlights do work. We've got the fog lights, which the fog lights actually work as well. Horn works. Indicators here. Indicators work. Wipers. Wipers work. Cruise control, I haven't tried using that yet, but I would assume, based on everything else, it probably works. All the gauges here. I've got the gas gauge, which I just filled up, and it filled up, so it works. We've got the speedometer, odometer below that, trip counter, from the looks of it, 917, your RPMs, and then you've got your miles per gallon, which actually works as well. And then the coolant, you've got indicator lights down there in the bottom, so you've got check engine, which actually goes away after we start the car up. Old school lighter, cigarette lighter. In the back, we are missing some stuff. So we're missing the rear panels. So all here, there, missing the inserts over there as well. The adjustability on the seats actually all works. Lots of adjustability here. You can go forward, back, up and down. And then this is for the angle of the back. The windows are finicky. They both go down well, but putting them back up is a little weird. Now, if I want to put the passenger back up, it goes up. But if I want to put the driver up, it'll do that. It goes for a little bit and then it stops, even though I'm holding it. So you have to press up on the passenger one while also pressing up on the driver one. There it goes. You got to get that figured out. Going back to the trunk latch works. Got some tools here, and we've got the battery underneath. Let's go over some of the body work. That's really bad. One of the reasons that this car was so cheap. So we've got some bubbles here, which that is rust. Flake in here a little bit as well. I'm kind of curious if it had a paint job. That's rust as well. Really bad rust. We've also, there we go. So we're gonna have to replace pretty much this whole panel here, which I've already found online. Exhaust on it, vibrant. Whenever he sold me the car, these actually vibrated against one another, but what I did is I just took my foot, pressed it, and I kicked it over, so I bent it so they don't vibrate against one another anymore. Now this is the worst spot with rust. This is really bad. Once again, replacing this entire panel though, not expensive. And that's the reason that I got this BMW for so cheap. Show you the bottom here. There we go. You guys can see there's a lot of peeling away. Structurally though, there's not rust on main components from what I can tell. The goal here is to essentially do all this stuff myself. Get my hands dirty, learn about it, get frustrated at it. There's plenty to fix on it. It needs a lot of work. And so we're basically gonna take it from here, get it checked out, make it so where no fluid is leaking. Mechanically, it's sound, it's really good. You can actually do an LS swap in these cars. The engine bay is big enough and they make kits to where you can bolt it right up for the engine mounts and all that stuff. So you guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Should we do an LS swap on this? This engine has like 200,000 plus miles on it. It's gonna need to be gone through and all that stuff. If we do an LS, you know, we're talking a American made V8. They're easier to work on, but we could do a whole Holley harness. You guys let me know your thoughts. We're just kind of experimenting here, thinking of which directions to go. So you guys let me know. Actually sounds pretty good. Some speeds it pulls to the left, but just right now it's like obviously going straight. Let me know your thoughts on this thing. I want to use this as a platform to learn to do a lot of things. Like I want to learn to do bodywork, I want to learn paint. So there it is, the BMW E36. Welcome that project to the channel. It is one of a few that you're going to see. We are going to focus on getting episodes out on this one pretty regularly. I'm really excited for you guys to watch as this car evolves. Like I said, if you guys do have any recommendations, do me a favor, be sure to post them down in the comments below. Let me know. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you guys aren't subscribed, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon also so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Till next time, grab a wrench, get to work. It's just nuts and bolts. Catch you guys on the next one.